If you are new to the channel and interested in more practice tests on different CompTIA certifications or Cisco certifications or Microsoft certifications, go in channel's homepage and you can find many more playlists with many more videos. A desktop system powers on but shows no video output. The system emits no beep codes and the power LED remains solid. What is the best initial troubleshooting step? Replace the motherboard, update BIOS firmware, reset the CPU, verify monitor and cable, or reinstall the operating system. Which one would be the correct answer here? And here the correct answer is to verify monitor and cable, as external components should always be checked first because they are easy to test and frequently cause display issues. A disconnected or faulty cable can mimic serious internal failures. Replacing the internal components or reinstalling the operating system without basic verification wastes time and increases risk. A technician is asked to recommend wireless configurations that maximizes throughput while minimizing interference in a dense office environment. The network supports modern client devices. Which setting should be selected? 5 GHz band, 2.4 GHz band, legacy mixed mode, channel bonding disabled, or 802.11b compatibility. And here, if we are talking about dense office environment, then logically that is 5 GHz band, as the 5 GHz band offers higher data rates and significantly less interference than 2.4 GHz due to available channels. Well, range is shorter, dense office environments benefits from reduced congestion. Legacy modes and 2.4 GHz increases compatibility but reduce performance. A laser printer produces faded prints with uneven density across the page. Even after replacing the toner cartridge, the issue persists across multiple print jobs. Which component should be inspected next? Transfer roller, pickup roller, duplex unit, formatter board, or fuser assembly. And here the correct answer is fuser assembly, as the fuser uses heat and pressure to bond toner to paper. If it fails to operate at incorrect temperatures, prints may appear faded or uneven, even if the fresh toner. Pickup rollers affect paper feed, and formatter boards affect the data processing, not print quality. A user installs additional RAM modules. So, a user installs additional RAM modules, additional RAM to his computer, but the system fails to post and emits repeating beep codes. The motherboard documentation confirms memory compatibility. What is the most likely cause? Incorrect boot order, insufficient storage space, outdated antivirus, a RAM not fully seated, or incorrect display resolution. And here you should know also what is post, which is like pretty much running a test of all hardware components before your computer even starts running. And here the correct answer is RAM not fully seated. I would say yes, and RAM is not fully seated, as improperly seated RAM is a very common cause of post failure and beep codes after upgrades. Even a slight misalignment can prevent electrical contact with the motherboard. Boot order, antivirus and display settings are not involved before post completes, and this is because RAM, in many cases, you have to now push in the RAM and you have to make sure that you hear the click and that is properly seated, because in many scenarios when technicians are especially in a hurry, they are pushing in the RAM, but it is not fully pushed in and fully seated, and it doesn't have a full connection with motherboard, and that's what is causing this problem, and that's why you will get this question, because this is very popular problems in a technician's world. So next question: a workstation intermittently shuts down when running high performance applications but work normally during light usage. Internal temperatures spike shortly before shutdown. Which component is most likely cause? Failing power supply, inadequate CPU cooling, corrupt operating system, incorrect BIOS time, or loose SATA cable. And here the correct answer is inadequate CPU cooling, as when the CPU overheats, modern systems automatically shut down to prevent permanent damage. High workloads generate more heat, exposing insufficient cooling such as failed fan, dried thermal paste, or blocked airflow. A failing power supply usually causes sudden shutdowns regardless of load, while operating system corruption or cabling issues do not directly correlate with temperature spikes. Another practice test, and if you are interested in more practice tests, go to the channel's homepage, and there are many different practice tests for many different examinations. And if you found this video useful, leave a like, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and see you in the next one.